everyone, and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. I really dressed up for you guys today for the start of this vlog, but actually it is Friday, heading into the last weekend of the year, which I thought I would document. I actually had today off, hence why I'm literally in pajamas, because I never got changed today because I'm living my best life. But as it is the last weekend of the calendar year, I obviously need to get quite a bit of good reading in, as I'm trying to at least read or complete 2 more books before, you know, 2019 rolls around and everything resets, if you will. Yes, my Christmas tree is still up because I'm not quite ready to let Christmas go yet. But without further ado, let's chat through the books I hope to read through this weekend. Hold on. So the first book on my list is Foundry Side, which is the book I'm currently reading. I'm currently on page 70, which is exactly where I left off at the end of my holiday reading vlog, which should be up by now. And I'll leave a link down below if you haven't watched it yet. But this is the first book to a new epic fantasy series, and it's really intriguing so far. It follows our main character, who is a thief, and she's tasked to steal a very difficult to steal item. And when she does, she basically gets roped into a whole bunch of politics. So far, so really good. The magic system is particularly interesting. It has to do with the concept of like scribing things, like writing certain language or code onto items, which give them like new life and like a new purpose. Like you can scribe a piece of wood to be like stone, etc. And our main character can kind of like read the scribings by touching items, which is something she can't turn off. So obviously it's like a curse and a gift. Anyway, it's a really interesting world and magic system, 70 pages in, and I'm really enjoying it quite a bit, and I'm hoping to finish it this weekend. And then after that, I'm finally gonna pick up Salt of the Sea by Rita Sepetys, because this is my last chance to keep my promise and read this book. I really feel like I'm gonna cry so much. Let's see if I can do it, guys. But yeah, I'm hoping to read this book, and hopefully I will have the mindset to read it. I'm just scared. I'm scared to read it. So yeah, these are my reading plans for the weekend. Finish this epic fantasy novel, which I have quite a long bit to go, and then start and try to finish this, but I do have a couple days into early next week to finish before the end of the year. So yeah, this is what I hope to get through this weekend. Clay should actually be home soon. We're having a bit of a stay-in night tonight. I think we're gonna cook like a nice dinner for ourselves, watch a movie, get ice cream, stuff like that, just kind of chill night at home. It's been raining all day, so it's kind of the perfect weather for it. Tomorrow we have kind of a lot of stuff on the docket. Clay bought us tickets for the History Museum's exhibit of Harry Potter, which I'm so excited for. So we're gonna do that tomorrow, and I think we're gonna check out some holiday pop-ups and just kind of, you know, go around the city. And then obviously Sunday is football day and reading catch-up day. So that's kind of my game plan for the weekend in a nutshell, a brief nutshell. But I'm gonna go take Matilda out and feed her dinner. Where is she? Millie? Matilda? Oh, there she is. I'm gonna take her out to the bathroom and feed her dinner, and then I'm gonna do more reading before Clay gets home, because I want to try to get past like the 120 mark before Clay distracts me from my reading duties. So I'm gonna go do that now. Goodbye. Hi friends. I needed to check in because I just surpassed the 120 page mark of Foundry Side, and I'm growing to really love this book, and I realize I need to spend more time giving you a more clear explanation of what this book is about, because, oh, great timing, Matilda. This is set in a world that's very much what I would describe as kind of like Venetian. It's its own fantasy world. It's not Venice, but it feels very much inspired by Venice, especially when we talk about how this city that our main character lives in is controlled by like 3 major merchant families, and their like headquarters and like their areas that they control within the city are basically like little cities themselves. You can't go into them unless you work for the family or are a part of that economy. And basically 80% of the city and the city's population is split evenly across these 4 like merchant compounds. And then the 20% that remains lives in this like lawless land within the town, like kind of in the nooks and crannies surrounding these like giant compounds. And that's where our main character lives. And she obviously survives, as I mentioned earlier in this vlog, by being a thief. And the reason why that she's such a successful thief is that in this world, Basically, it functions with something called scribing. It's a written language that you can write onto materials to basically like redefine their concepts of existence. So as I said, you can make a rock into a piece of wood or a piece of wood into a rock. If you know the scribing language, you can do that. Our main character has had a plate put in her head that has scribing on it. She doesn't know its origin, she doesn't know how she got it, she doesn't know how to remove it, she doesn't know anything about it. All she does know is that she believes that it's the origin of her abilities, which are she can basically like touch physical things and get a concept of them. And the longer she touches it, it causes her pain. She can get a deeper understanding. So she can brush it and kind of just get a general picture of what it is. But she can also touch it to understand like its creation, who's been around it, what's its origin, who's often around it, and things like that. So because of this, she's really good at sneaking around. She's really good at like climbing walls and being sneaky because she can touch different places to find like secrets, like hidden passageways, like obviously climbing walls. She can find handholds really easily. So because of that, she's a great thief. At the beginning of the story, she steals an artifact. She's hired to steal an artifact, and it turns out to be a bigger job than she expected, and that the object's importance is huge, and she gets kind of thrown into all of these politics. I don't want to spoil the reveal what she steals, because I think that's part of the wonder of this book so far. It's just its pure uniqueness and its surprising humor. Honestly, would have never expected, because our main character I would say is pretty serious, but that makes her a pretty good straight man, to be honest, reacting to kind of some absurd conversations that come later. But yeah, this world is just so creative. The magic system is fascinating. The author spends a lot of time detailing it. Some people might say it's like info dumping, but I personally love when there's like carefully crafted history presented for context as a reader, because that's always my favorite part of the fantasy world, like well-crafted history and world and stuff like that. Anyway though, I'm really liking this book a lot, and I'm excited to read more tonight. It's just so clever. It's so clever. It has this like dark, grimy atmosphere mixed with a really clever magic system and great mystery in this kind of like old school Venetian merchant historical-esque setting. Oh, it's killer so far, guys. So I'm gonna read more, but I wanted to give, clearly looking at the length of this clip, a long explanation of what this book is about. Okay, bye. So Clay and I decided to cook a little nice dinner for ourselves at home tonight. So we went to our local butcher, which is a very New York thing to do, and obviously we had no idea what we were doing. And we ended up with a piece of meat this large. So
that's pretty thin.
It was pretty thin. He was like, we were idiots, so we didn't know what to do. And then I bought some really delicious, my favorite olives, and some bread. And I put some potatoes on, so, you know, things are happening. Cute, Clay. Steaks are done. Working on the potatoes by browning some butter and some garlic. So much butter. Broccoli's done, because you gotta have some type of vegetable when you're eating so many calories. Getting there. And we're done. Friends is on. About to consume le dîner. Bon appetit. Watching so much Friends. Ross is the literal worst. Right, Clay?
We were on a break.
He's the worst. Good morning, everyone. I am just sitting at my desk with Matilda. I have been here for the past hour, and so has Matilda, because I have been taking my boarding Skillshare classes. I have been using Skillshare more and more, especially coming into the new year, because I have been trying to make it a priority, especially moving into 2019, to continue to learn more about video editing as well as photography. I obviously didn't go to school for it, but it is a huge creative passion of mine, but I still find things like aperture and white balance confusing. I just started a new class this morning. It's the fundamentals of DSLR, oopsies, photography, and I'm liking it so far. It's gonna teach me all sorts of really, you know, complicated things that I've been trying to learn for forever. But I do think that's one of the reasons why I really love Skillshare. I love that there's like actual classes that you can take online at your own pace, and they actually have a whole bunch of different types of classes, from business to more complex like UX design, outside of the creative space. I'm obviously focusing on the creative. I do really love them and their classes. I think it's a great way to continue learning and hit your like 2019 goals, or just your general life goals. That being said, I am really excited to actually be partnering with them And the first 500 people that click below can actually get Skillshare for 2 months for free and basically take any classes that interest you online, which I think is a lot of fun. Of course, I'll leave that information down below if you're interested. But Matilda and I here, we got an hour left on our photography class. So I'm gonna be here both waiting for Clay to wake up, but also learning about my DSLR camera, which I will eventually be able to take off of. I just put it on standard. I want to be able to do manual. I finished up my Skillshare lesson. Clay is now awake. Matilda is still being weird and is hanging out underneath the Christmas tree with 1, 2, 3, 4 toys. You're a little weirdo. Yes, you are. Hi friends, so Matilda and I have just been relaxing. She's sleeping. And me reading in the bedroom. I ended up reading to about 150 last night and I'm now on 180. I've read another 30 pages this morning and I can't say it enough. Really liking this book. So creative. The characters are just fascinating. We also have a lawman secondary main character that's been introduced. We have our main character who's a thief, and then we have another main character who's like part of a very powerful merchant family, but he is kind of wanting to bring justice to this lawless land. So he kind of has like not necessarily been kicked out of the family by any means, but he's just kind of ignoring his familial obligations in his pursuit for justice, and they have crossed paths. And I'm living for it, okay? So I'm on page 180 right now. I'm gonna try to read as much as I can. Clay and I are gonna make some breakfast this morning, and then I think we're gonna run to Dumbo and go around their like mall there, and also just like take some pics and walk around the park. It's a nice day outside. It's really sunny and it's not that cold, so we definitely wanna venture outside. And then we have tickets to go to the Harry Potter Historical Museum tonight, which we're very excited about. And then we also have reservations at this like holiday bar pop-up in Williamsburg. So we have kind of a whole day planned. So we're kind of trying to pace ourselves, just kind of relax, take things as they come up. But yeah, we have a couple of things in the works, and then tomorrow we're definitely taking it easy because we're doing so much today. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'm gonna get back to reading. I might make a cup of coffee and then I'm gonna help Clay with breakfast. Coffee has been brewed in my really cute Pantone mug, which I really love. It's so aesthetic. Clay has college football on. I am about to read. Clay is working over there on breakfast. Then we're gonna do a bit of cleaning. This chair is always just a disaster. Millie is still, for some reason, wanting to only sit under the Christmas tree. Breakfast is made. Clay made me so much food. I only asked for 1 egg, but he made me 3. That's okay though. I'm sure he'll eat the extras. There's Clay's, there's football, there's Matilda. I'm gonna go back to my book after this because it's so good. Clay and I are now about to head out. I'll show you a glimpse of my outfit. It is only 52 degrees in New York today. It's beautiful outside. So we're gonna go walk around by the waterfront in Dumbo and just enjoy the nice weather. Take a little walk and then come back here and prep to leave for our Harry Potter exhibit, which is at 6:15. So come along now. This is my outfit. Skirt, boots. I'm only wearing like a Sherpa. Hopefully this is a mistake. 52 degrees just doesn't sound very cold to me. So this is me. We're off. Trains are shut down, so we just walked to the water instead. It's nice out. It's windy, but it's nice. We love a good park. Not a bad view of downtown Manhattan. Fide-eye. Right, Clay?
Yes, ma'am.
Brooklyn Bridge. Kinda, right? Can you see it? Yeah, that's the Brooklyn Bridge. Cool. In this park in Dumbo, because Clay tricked me. We walked all the way to Dumbo. I didn't even notice though. I guess it wasn't that far. This is cool. Very cool. Not a bad view. Right, ladies? We're at a really cool mall. Time Out Market. Super neat. Coffee time. And now we're home for the next hour. I'm going to read more Foundry Side, and then we're gonna head out to the Harry Potter exhibit, which I'm super excited about. Huh, Millie? She has been so drama today. Such a little drama queen, that man. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. It's so dark over here because of the park. It's like an unusual feeling coming off in New York and it being like, oh, it's dark. So excited. We're here. So excited. Just left. It was really good. You can't do any filming inside, which is why there's no clips of the actual exhibit. But I'd really recommend it if you're coming to New York, try to get tickets. It's really interesting. What do you say, so?
Very interesting.
It's mostly like history based, so it's not like, there's a lot of like original manuscripts of the books and then a lot of references to actual like historical roots to what informed like the Harry Potter magical system.
They have a lot of like books from anywhere from like the 1500s on.
It was really cool.
What people thought about witches and alchemy
all of that.
and all that stuff.
And as two people who really like history, it was really interesting to see like the historical influences of the books. And then what did we buy, Clay? Ooh, what did we buy?
Chocolate frogs.
We bought chocolate frogs from the gift shop. And they come with cards. We'll do those later. But yeah, it just gave me more desire to go to Harry Potter World, Clay. Because both of us have not gone. And we really should go.
We should.
We should. We are back home again for a few hours. We have a bit of time before our holiday pop-up reservation, so we got pizza and garlic knots. Good morning, everyone. It is a gloomy Sunday morning, and I slept in a little bit today because I stayed up kind of late last night reading. But what's new? So before I started back up on reading, I wanted to update you with how far I've gotten in this book, which I don't want to say like I'm shocked to say I'm loving it, but it's definitely becoming a book that I'm loving more than I thought. It's also making me anxious about filming my top 10 books of 2018 before I finish this book. Obviously 2018 is not over yet, but with filming and things like that, sometimes you film things slightly in advance, like 4 days in advance, but like I feel like I cannot do that until I finish this book because it could be one of my favorite books of the year, depending on how the rest of the book pans out, which is stressful. Anyway, though, I'm on page 267 of this book. This book is just under 500 pages, like 4 pages under 500 pages. I'm going to finish it today with plans of filming my 2018 top books tomorrow. Anyway, this book is just so good. I'm just absolutely enraptured by the world and the magic system. It's absolutely fascinating, this whole scribing situation. I'm also liking how more and more characters' plot lines are beginning to collide in ways. We have a true cast of characters now with very like unique personalities that make for humorous situations. That being said, this book is gruesome. Like there are some scenes where I just like shudder and go, whoa. So if you're not a big fan of violence, I kind of caution you to just, you can give this book a try, but know that there are some violent moments. I'm not usually a big like violence girl. I don't like horror movies. I don't like slasher movies. But yeah, there are some scenes where I'm like, oh God, that's so disgusting. But it's shocking and honestly kind of adds even more grit to this narrative, which is a gritty one. Yeah, I'm really liking this book a lot so far. So I'm going to continue to read it this morning. Plans for the day include mostly reading and relaxing. I do want to film 2 videos today, and I want to take some more Instagram pictures, which by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, check it out. But then other than that, I'm really actively trying to not do much because I have to go back to work soon. Sad. And so I'm just trying to get all the like relaxing and reading in as I can and just like hanging out with Clay and things like that before we all back to reality, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to get the work done in the morning. Clay has a hair appointment in like an hour and a half. I think it's like 11. And then while he's out, I'm probably gonna do my filming. And then when he gets back, we'll do our shooting. We'll probably pick up salad. And then it's gonna be all reading from there. But right now, reading right now too. So I'm gonna do that. Toodles. Just in case anyone was curious if I had a problem, I bought this on Amazon. So I could make basically hopefully Starbucks lattes at home. You know? Just trying to outsmart the system basically. So let's give this a try. Just finished filming. Clay's home from getting a haircut. Now we're gonna go shoot some Instagrams and then I'm gonna read. I ended up reading like 40 pages before I started filming, which was great. So I'm on track. So I gotta get back to it. Finished our photo sesh, picked up salads because we're healthy. Hanging out with Matilda, and then I'm gonna get back to reading. So excited. Clay and I made our vanilla lattes. Pretty good, right?
It's vlogging day.
The syrup is really good. I honestly think like if you make at-home lattes, the Starbucks vanilla syrup, which you can buy on Amazon, tastes just like, it's so good, right?
So good.
We're gonna save so much money. We're gonna go to Starbucks so much less now. Huzzah! Huzzah! Aren't you excited, Millie? Hi everyone. So the Bears game's about to start, which I might read through a little bit because it's just a weird last game of the season before the playoffs. So like a lot of weird things can happen. But I'm checking in because I am just past the 400 page mark of Foundry Side, and this book is so killer. It is really dark. Like I've mentioned previously that it's kind of gruesome, and it is getting more and more gruesome. It's very violent. So if that is something you're not a fan of, do keep that in mind before picking this book up because it's graphic. So I definitely wanted to call that out. But oh my gosh, this book is so good. The magic system is just so interesting and unique. The concepts of like, oh hi Millie. The concepts of scribing and like writing things and that being kind of the main source of magic and power in this world is fascinating. And as we learn more and more about its history and its past, it just keeps blowing my mind. Oh, it's just so clever and so interesting. I love the cast of characters and hate some of the characters because they're terrifying, but it's just so good. It's so good. Loving it. Can't wait to finish it. It is, how many pages is it? It is exactly, hold on, I'll tell you exactly how many pages it is. 503 pages. So, over 500 pages. And then I'm gonna start another book when I finish this book, which I'll hopefully finish soon. But I am about to watch The Bears game, so toodles. Matilda is the most drama dog in the whole wide world. She becomes his grandma when she has her sweater on. Isn't that right, Matilda?
Hey, Millie, come here.
Nope, she refuses. She's like insulted. I also have a Glossier face mask on. Moisturizing. Reading. I had to take a bit of a break because Bears is on, but also this book. Gosh, it's just so intense. Oi, so intense. Definitely gonna finish this tonight. Definitely gonna eat ramen too. So it's like a win-win everywhere. Truly. She went back under the tree.
She's the present.
She's the present. She's like, duh. I don't even know how that's comfortable. She's sleeping on a rod. Okay, Millie, whatever, do you. So I forgot to mention yesterday in the vlog that we picked something up at the... Did we mention the chocolate frogs? I don't remember. Well, we got chocolate frogs and we wanted to open them on camera to see what cards we got and also just to test them in general. So, okay, can you get them out? My little assistant. All right, we're gonna open them. We went to another angle so we could open them easier without having to rely. Lily is just staring at us from her place under the tree. Here's my little froggy. Ooh, it's like crackly.
Oh, he hopped away.
Play, careful, Matilda.
I'm still gonna eat it.
What did you get for your carbs? Ooh, I got your con disguise.
Godric Gryffindor.
Really? How rare is yours? How rare is mine?
There's no Charizard.
It's holographic, that's cool.
Is it really?
Yeah, look.
Oh.
All right, success, yeah. Hi friends, so quick update. Clay went into the Manhattan to get dinner with some friends. He's a friend that came in town. I, being the eternal homebody I am staying home and I ordered ramen in. I have about 50 pages of my book left. I'm gonna totally finish that here in a minute. Bears won, so great news. It's 7:30 and the night is young. I don't have work tomorrow, so I can stay up late reading. Don't think I'm gonna read 2 books this weekend, but I can definitely finish one, which I basically read the whole thing this weekend, and start another. So, still doing well, still pleased, still happy. But yeah, so I'm gonna eat my ramen now. I'll check in. Ugh, ramen is just so good. There's just nothing wrong with it. Final few chapters are happening now. So excited. Hi everyone. I lost my book. I finished Foundry Side. It was so good and I can't wait for the next book in this series. It's so creative. I finished it and then I realized I actually own another book by this author. I had no idea. It made me feel kind of dumb, to be honest. But yeah, this book was really good. Oh, I have to like really think about my top books of the year. I was not expecting to read something like this, like be my last book I read for the year. Wow, putting together a top 10 is gonna be so hard. Wowza. So, okay, this book is great. Absolutely so creative. Such a interesting set of characters. But the true strength in this, aside from the characters, is just the world and the magic system. It's like, the author set himself up so well because it's expansive. Like, he can go so many places with this. It's like his own creativity is the limit, just based on how scribing works. And he constantly just ups the ante all the time. I mean, this book was awesome. Just awesome. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Wow, everyone needs to read this book, actually. I feel like this could be an incredibly popular book. It has so many great elements: action, adventure, mystery, grit, great magic system. It has a bit of romance, which is lesbian romance, which is great. It has a very wide range of personalities. It has humor. It just has everything. And so I'm gonna watch an episode of Love Island because I need to come down from that book, and I'm gonna have a bowl of ice cream because I'm a picture of health, and then I'm gonna start Salt of the Sea by Rita Sepetys, and I'm gonna try to read about 100 pages of this tonight. 60 to 100 pages. I've read 443 pages so far this weekend, which is pretty good. And if I read about 60 or 70 pages more, then I'll have hit the 500 page mark, which is always kind of the amount I like to at least hit in my like reading weekends. I try to read at least 500 pages a weekend. So if I do crap during the week, at least I have that. Yeah, guys, this book was awesome. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Top books of 2018 is gonna be so hard. Ice cream and Love Island. I started season 2. Guys, I've seen so much Love Island this year. It's actually pretty wild. Hi everyone, welcome to the end of the vlog, the next day. This reading weekend I was actually really pleased with. It was a lot of fun. Clay and I did some really great things together, which was great, and I was able to get a bit of reading in before the end of the year. All in all, I read a total of 500 pages, which I think is always a solid weekend. Anytime I can pass that 500 page mark, I'm pleased. So to talk about the books, the first book I completed, going to make my favorite books of the year, Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, was just so flippin' good, guys. Like, my goodness. I had started the weekend already being 60 pages into this, and then I completed the rest of it, which was basically 410, no, that's not math, 450 pages or so of this book I read all in all. But this is a fantastic first book to a fantasy series following our main character, who is a thief. She lives in a world, or rather, she lives in a city that is controlled by 4 really powerful merchant houses. Lives in a city where 80% of the population and like land is controlled by 4 different very powerful merchant houses, and she lives in that 20% that's not. And our main character lives in that remaining 20%, and it is lawless. Also has an incredibly interesting magic system that's centering around scribing, which basically is a written magic system that can change the rules of items, so you can make wood be more like stone, and etc, if you know like the language to write on it. So all that being said, this is an incredibly interesting world. It's gruesome, it's dark, it's gritty, it's weirdly funny. I love the main character. I loved everything about this book. It's one of my favorite books of 2018. It's so good. Why am I zooming in? And anyway, that's the first book I read. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Incredible. And then I closed out the reading weekend. Oh, hi, Millie. What? Look, she's so needy. Every time I don't do what she wants immediately, this is what happens. Watch what she wants. I'll show you. Oh, is this it? Do you want me to throw this? But as I was saying, to close out the reading weekend, I did start Salt of the Sea by Rita Sepetys. I was able to read 70 pages of this, and so far I am really liking it. I'm not gonna lie, it's not at all kind of what I'm in the mood to read. I'm enjoying what I'm reading so far, and I will definitely complete it soon. I don't think it will be the first book I complete in 2018 or 2019, as I will probably have to carry over this book into that year. So far so good, but I feel like I'm just like bracing myself for sadness. Does that make sense? It's like a shot that I know is coming. I'm like waiting for it. I'm like waiting to start crying. I'm a sensitive girl. I cry easily. All that being said though, I am liking the writing style a lot. Ruta Sepetys is a wonderful writer. She has great stories. I know I'm going to like this book a lot. I'm just scared about the feelings it's going to make me feel. Hey guys, that is everything I read this reading weekend. I'll have everything linked down below if you're interested. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon with another reading vlog soon. Also, if you're wondering if this is my favorite t-shirt, yes, I wear it a lot when I get home from work. That's why it's at the end of reading vlogs often. Anyway, bye.